How's it going, everyone? ND Sean 45 coming at you. Now, with some of you, I'm willing to bet that when you sat down and clicked on the tab to watch this video, you probably thought to yourselves, gee, I wonder what kind of mood Sean's going to be in for this video. I bet you he is still so pissed off about what happened to Notre Dame out in Tempe last Saturday that he's going to do nothing here but go on a pissed off, angry tirade. Well, that's not the case, people. I mean, yeah, I'm not going to lie. Last Saturday out in Tempe was a hard one for me to swallow, and I'm still kind of feeling the effects from it. It just was not a good performance by Notre Dame last week. And it does suck, too, knowing that Notre Dame's shot at the college football playoffs are over. But at the same time, I am a true Notre Dame fan all the way through. I've never quit on a season, and I'm not about to start now. Even back in 2007, when we went 3-9, I watched all 12 of those games. I mean, hey, football season only comes around once a year. Enjoy it while you can, you know. But even with that being the case and our shot at the playoffs being over and diminished, we still have a lot to play for here. We still have a shot to go 10-2 on the season, and from what I'm hearing, we have a shot at some bowl games like the Orange, the Fiesta, and I even heard someone mention possibly the Cotton Bowl. And those are all respectable bowl games. So yeah, even though our national title hopes might be over, we still have a chance to end the season on a very strong, positive note. And that's always a good thing. And it's also a good thing knowing that you get 15 extra practices with the postseason bowl game. So there's still a lot of good things that can happen to us for this season. So I'm not going to give up on this team, and neither should anyone who's a true Irish fan or a true football fan in general. You don't just give up on your team. That's how I see it. So with that said, let's get right into the preview for this week's game. Now this week the Northwestern Wildcats come to South Bend, and this will be the first time that we played them since 1992. And I don't know about the rest of you Irish fans, but I may have only been 6 years old when that game was played, but I remember the Northwestern Wildcats coming into South Bend back then and getting the upset over us by 2 points. So this is Notre Dame's chance to get some payback. Even though most of the players on the team were probably only toddlers when that game took place. But still, after what happened out in Tempe last weekend, we need to rebound this week. A trip back home is exactly what I think we need. But breaking down the Wildcats, even though they are an in-state team, I really don't watch them that much. I really don't know too much about them. Pat Fitzgerald is their head coach. They are 3-6 on the 2014 season, and of those 6 wins, they've had about 3 or 4 games that have been decided by 1 score or less. I know they're coming off a really hard loss to Michigan on a last-second field goal in the closing seconds. But the funny thing is, and you guys might think I'm nuts for saying this, but these teams that virtually have nothing to play for, these are the scary teams that really bother me. And some of you are probably laughing your asses off at the thought of me even saying that. But it's true. Northwestern has pretty much nothing to play for except bragging rights. And that's what makes them dangerous. Because you know they're going to throw out all the stops and try to catch us off guard and pull off an upset. Well, so think of me as being crazy for saying that all you want, but nothing could be further from the truth on that. I mean, that's exactly what it is. But Northwestern, looking at the numbers, and I'm not going to lie, I really haven't had much of a chance to watch them play. If they're on TV, I usually pass over them. So, not trying to be disrespectful, just telling the truth. But judging by the numbers, their offense has been just very, very pitiful this season. I think they rank 115, 116th in the nation. Defense, on the other hand, has been pretty good. They're, I believe, in the mid to late 40s somewhere. But like I said earlier, this is a team, despite having 6 losses, they've had a lot of shootouts. And, this is a team that can sneak up on you if you're not careful. So going by that, my keys to victory for Notre Dame is simply this. We got to play a clean game. And I'm not even talking about just the players here. I'm talking about the coaching staff as well. We have to be precise in everything that we do, from the play calling to executing on the field. We have to play and coach a clean game. And as of late, we haven't really been seeing too much of that. I mean, need I say more about last weekend? 6 freaking turnovers. You will not win a game when you do that. So this has got to be the week when Golson cleans it up and protects the football. Now, even though he got most of the blame for last Saturday's loss, and rightfully so, there's actually blame to go around on the offense. I mean, in my opinion, I don't think Kelly and his staff, I don't think they adjusted to the blitzing right away that Arizona State threw at us. And by the time adjustments were made, it was too late. The offensive line, needless to say, it was not their best performance of the season. It was actually pretty lousy, and I think they'll tell you the same thing if you ask them that question. A lot of missed assignments. They allowed Golson to be sacked about 6 or 7 times. Had 2 tip passes at the line of scrimmage, and that's what caused 2 of the interceptions. I think one of them was on a pick 6 as well. So even though Golson deserves a chunk of the blame for last week's game, there's other people to blame as well for that. So it's not just him. But very simply put here, you gotta play a clean game. Everybody, defense as well. With Northwestern having a very poor offense, you can't let them pull any big plays on you. I know we're banged up on defense, but we have to clean it up there as well. I know those turnovers last week deep in our own territory didn't help out much, which that's going to put pressure on any defense. But we just have to play a sharp game this Saturday. And with that said, even though we're coming off a real bad stinging loss, we should have no problem rebounding in this one because, as I said, Northwestern, they are a poor football team. They have not really played well this season as a whole group. So with that, I don't see any reason why we can't win this game big. And I know I've said that a lot this season, but this is one that I do think we can win big because after last week's loss, if our boys aren't pissed off after that, then I don't know what else will piss them off. So what more motivation do you need to play better? So with that said, I think we are capable of putting up at least 45 points in this one. So my final score prediction for this game, I'm going to say Notre Dame 48, Northwestern 21. So this should be the game that gets us back on track because after this we have 2 more tough opponents in Louisville and then our trip out to USC. So right now we control our own destiny for as far as the postseason goes. Do we want to play in a major bowl game or do we want to play in a small mediocre one? Choice is yours, boys. So with that said, everyone, this is ND Sean 45 signing off. And as always, no matter the circumstance, go Irish, baby. Beat Northwestern.